That even awake?
We know it's midnight. Yup. But you bet your butt we're up. Yup, we're up.
That Caitlin is the entire opening of the show. So
that's all we needed.
Hi, everybody. It's Yup, we're up, and we're early. We started early. We apologize to all the people that come on when we started, but Caitlin is a demanding mistress. She is sensitive and has demanded we start the show.
He has low battery.
Let's just, you know what? Let's just start with what we're talking about.
Let's do. We've been chatting.
It out. Okay, Caitlin, I'm going to remind you, I'm going to play the joke that started this whole thing. Here we go. You remember a 96-year-old woman fled her German home to avoid her trial because she was the secretary at Auschwitz concentration camp, and she was complicit, allegedly, in at least 11,000 deaths during the war. She fled her home so not to be arrested. The German police immediately put out a warrant for her arrest, and 12 hours later, she was found 12 steps from her front door.
Okay.
So I get a message. Now, by the way, on TikTok, I've gotten thousands of views and everybody supporting the fact that, first of all, that people should be tried for the Holocaust thing. And number two, it's not actually about that. It's about an old woman running from a trial. So it doesn't even matter. It could have been about any trial. But I got from a woman we won't mention. She
Julia.
said, Caitlin, I'd reconsider making jokes about Nazi and Holocaust, especially when you're not Jewish. So right off the bat, first of all, I'm in no way is there a joke about the Holocaust or about Nazi. I mean, although you'd think I could make jokes about Nazis, that would be. You're
not making light of the deaths of Jews, and she is.
I am not in any way making light of deaths of Jews.
If anything, as I said to her, if anything, you're being a little ageist, but you're not being anti-Semitic.
That's what I'm being. So she's very mad, and she said, "Would you make black jokes?" And I hate to say it, she has not looked at this show. I have done many about African American and black causes. I've done it. Now, I've never said anything bad about people of color, but I do a joke about something else. Yeah. But they are involved in the joke. So that's the whole thing. And then she went after Steve, who is Jewish.
She wrote me, and she wrote, "Hey, remember how we talked about comedians shouldn't be making jokes about things they know nothing about, i.e. no black jokes if you aren't black?" Because we had that conversation months ago on her podcast. Oh. You might want to talk to your boy Brad about making Holocaust jokes. I was the only one pretty disgusted. And then turns out she meant I wasn't the only one pretty disgusted. So right off the bat, I'm confused about what she's saying. So I wrote her back and I said the following. A, I don't clearly remember the joke you're referring to, which is true. Can you refresh my memory? B, Brad is one of the most tolerant and sensitive people I know. C, there are several Jews in the audience and Brad was aware of it, expecting it. And D, if you were the only one offended, it's possible you may have misunderstood the joke. E, if you have a problem with Brad, please talk to Brad. Passive aggressively trying to make me take on your conflict doesn't fly with me.
Ooh.
So then she corrected herself saying, I meant to say that I wasn't the only one.
They always say that. They always say, I know lots of people that were offended.
She wrote, as someone who I've talked to about this, I assumed you'd be receptive. I guess I was wrong. It's the last video he posted, so you know what I'm talking about. Like I said, I had people reach out who weren't happy. Never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, then she had sent me a whole diatribe about, there's violence against Jews here. And I said, what? How does this in any way point to any of those things?
You're making fun of old people, not Jewish people.
I'm making fun of old people, not Jewish people. And I think her big thing is, of course, you can't, if you're not Jewish, say anything. You can't say the word Jewish. I used to do a bit about how I'm so close to, I have so many friends who are lesbians, and why do we mad at gay people? You don't see gay gangs, and I had a woman come up to me, how dare you? I'm a lesbian. I'm so offended. I said, why? She goes, you don't get to say the word lesbian. I said, wait a minute. Everything I said was positive. I don't care. You don't get to say the word. And I just don't believe that. I believe we should be able to talk about it, especially when it's something when we're positive for those people. You know what I mean?
Julia's last message to me, and then we should get off this topic because it's not fun. She wrote, after a bunch of back and forth, me defending Brad and her defending her original stance, which she clearly did not understand the joke, but would not own that. She said, "You're disgusting for what you said to me. Clearly a gentleman. Don't message me again." And then she blocked me. So
she didn't block me because I said I do all kinds of jokes, and this one isn't Jewish centered. Go look at my jokes. I have lots of jokes with lots of folks. This joke's insights are the need to put people on trial who have had a hand in atrocities. And if you see different, that's your opinion. I'm sorry. So now, but we said, I have sent this joke on to my friend Ralph Nurnberg, who, by the way, Caitlin, he was also the person, Ralph, my friend, he did all the face-to-face meetings with Yasser Arafat back in the 90s to try to get peace and worked in the Clinton administration. He also was a professor at Georgetown. And as I said, his father brought over hundreds of Jewish families, and Henry Winkler's family was one of them. And now, Caitlin, tell your Henry Winkler story.
Such a gentleman, Steve. Okay. I'm going to remember that forever, by the way. Okay. So do you remember Barry Zuckerkorn of Arrested Development, the very popular, wonderful, soon to be, if it isn't already, cult classic now, Arrested Development with Jason Bateman? Henry Winkler plays, well, first of all, of course, he was the Fonz, but later on, you know, he played this fast moving, hilariously dim-witted attorney for this family who's basically losing everything in the most sad yet comical way, which is always my favorite combo for some reason, sad comedy. And I just loved how terribly he was effing this whole family up. And he just played the perfect screwball guy. So anyway, I became a super fan of Henry Winkler just from watching him on Arrested Development. So I'm touring with Taylor Swift. I've toured with Taylor Swift for 7 years, and it's been many, many years since I've toured with her, but I had about a good long 7-year run. It was an amazing adventure. But one of the things we did was a lot of early morning shows during promotional trips where we were promoting her record or this or that, you know. So for a promo trip in the UK, we were doing a morning show. I believe there was one called Loose Women, which is really funny, but it was a different one.
Dad was on that one.
He was not. I'm pretty
he totally
sure
was.
Oh, he was. Okay.
He was.
Well, front and center, popcorn, get your popcorn. But no, it wasn't that one. But I was getting my hair and makeup done, and when you're in the makeup chair at the awards or the Grammys or whatever, you're sitting in these long rows of chair next to chair next to chair next to chair. You know, it's kind of like a puppy rescue, cage after cage, right? And they're doing your makeup, and you're looking to your right, and you're like, oh. Lily Tomlin was once on the left of me at a hair and makeup, and I could anyway.
That's great.
Oh my God, this story is going on forever. I looked over to the left and I went, Barry Zuckerkorn, and he was sitting next to me getting his makeup done, and he gets up, and I thought, oh shit, is this one of those like never meet your heroes things, and he's gonna totally disappoint me? And he gets up and he goes. And he puts his arms out in this big hug. Like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have worn this.
Oh yeah, you wore the dirty shirt. Yeah, good job.
He put his arms out like, come on, come in for a hug, and and I was like, oh, and he hugged me and said, thank you for loving that character. I was stunned. It was like my grandmother just knitted me a nice warm Afghan and just around my shoulders, and
I do have a Henry Winkler story if you'd like to hear it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
Let me get to the part where he started making.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just kidding. That was it.
You started making out with you. That's great.
Yes.
That's how mine ends.
Y'all have the same story. I can't believe it. That slut.
No slut shaming the Fonz. I have strict rules.
No slut shaming the Fonz.
You anti-Semite. All right.
Yes, I was saying.
The year was 2000 or 2001, and I was dating a woman named Maria in Los Angeles, where I lived, and she was part of a group called Women in Film. and they had meetings every other week or so. And she invited me to come along because they usually had a celebrity speaker of some sort. They'd have a little coffee, they'd have a little nosh, and then someone would speak for a while. And this particular week, it was Henry Winkler. So they welcomed him in. He came. He's just such a little nebbish. He's just so not the Fonz. He's just this little fella.
Right.
And he does a little speaking about his whole life, and then he opens it up for questions. And ladies ask him this question, they ask him that question, and then I'm like, should I ask him this question? I don't know. Should I? But I'm now in the mindset, if there's an opportunity to raise your hand when a famous person wants to give you your attention, raise your hand, even if you have nothing to say. So I raised my hand, and he called on me, and I said, here's my question. My mom says that I kind of look like you. Is there any way I can parlay that into a career advancement? And he said, can't think of anything. And that was it.
All right. He was very clever. So
He
now
said, "Can't-"
my Henry Winkler story.
Oh, you have one?
I do. I have one.
I did not know.
My parents for many years owned restaurants and owned a banquet facility. And I was in town. This is not too many years ago. I was in my hometown for some reason. And my parents have never followed any sort of pop culture in the world, nor know any name of any person ever. So the next morning, I'm like, oh, they go, yeah, they had that banquet last night. I said, yeah, there was a lot of people there. Yeah, Henry Winkler was talking. They had this guy, Henry Winkler, in to talk. And I was like, wait a minute, I could have gone over there last night to this thing. Yeah, you could have gone, but who wants to talk to this guy? And so I will never forgive my parents.
Yeah, that's their fault.
Yes, it's their fault for not doing that. Sorry, that's my entire story. So,
It's
by the way, Caitlin, for all the people that are on the show, you should explain who you are and your entire history, please.
Well, can I start it off and then throw it to Caitlin?
Yes.
A week ago tonight, I was hosting at the Bluebird Cafe, as I do on Sundays, and our friend Jerry Vandiver was our featured writer. He's had a bunch of cuts and hits, and he decided he wanted to share the stage with a world-class fiddle player, and so he chose Caitlin, who is right here. So she did that show, and then did you tune into our show of this? I can't remember what happened after that. Nah, who knows? But you and I started chatting a little bit.
Yes.
And then I told you about this show, and then we said, hey, come on the show and talk about all of your showbiz connections.
And then you didn't.
And make sure you wear something filthy.
Yes.
Look, guys, I'm going to come in. This is the first. Oh, well, are you done with
I'm
that
done.
sanctum?
It's all you.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, this is my pajama shirt, to be honest. And I just threw a sequin jacket over it because I thought it would look great. But then I realized that it has the F word on it. And it's a funny shirt. It's very endearing, but I forget that I'm wearing it. And I threw it on earlier today, and I'm cleaning the house. And, well, babe, it's between rainstorms right now, honey, so we should go for a quick walk. So I put my tennis shoes on, and we went for a walk through our neighborhood, and I'm just looking around. And, and these little kids are having a birthday party out in their front porch.
Birthday party?
Yeah, like a kindergarten.
One they won't forget.
Second grade. Yeah, this happened. You cannot make this stuff up. Okay. And I'm just walking, just completely oblivious. Oh, look at the garden. Look what they've done over there. And the parents are just scowling at me, and I can't figure out why. And I'm like, hi. And so as we walk away, I look down, and I'm like, basically, for any of all the billions of viewers out there, don't F with me.
Show us.
Oh, okay. So it's
there you go.
I thought that's funny, I don't know. So
those kids are in bed now, so don't worry about it. They're in bed now.
But people kept seeing it through the whole neighborhood, and I just got this shirt. It's not like I have had a chance to screw this up yet. Like, that was it. So I'm walking around the neighborhoods with parents scowling and kids going, "Mommy, what does that mean?" And I came home and I realized it was not.
According to the Geneva Convention, if you've played fiddle on stage with a Beatle, you get to wear whatever the fuck you want around the neighborhood.
Hey, Steve Goody. We're taking Steve Goody out of the show. You can do that, but Steve can't. He hasn't played with anybody. He was doing nothing.
I played with Jerry Vandiver once.
Okay, so that's true. That's true.
So, and I pronounced his name correctly.
Let's go back to Caitlin and her start with the beginning of your career. Yes. All the things you've done.
All right, you know what? Here we go. Blah, blah, blah. All right, I got 16%. I can do this. So at age 4, I began studying classical violin, and I was 4 years old and already a virtuoso of.
That's almost as good as you sounded last Sunday. That was really nice.
Yes, yes, indeed. And then some. And so I was studying, you know, orchestra, same white blouse, same long black taffeta skirt as everybody else, played the music on the page, Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, competing all the way up through college. And it's great. The symphony is great. But in college, growing up in the 90s in Seattle and having like grunge and stuff be a part of it too, I had this dark side, you know, and like I loved rock and roll and stuff. And so then I found a Dave Matthews Band record and a Dixie Chicks record. And I saw these violin players, these violinists. And I was like, what are those? You know,
I knew that Dixie Chicks would ruin everything.
I want to be a fiddle player. I don't want to do this anymore. Wear what I want, play what I want, say what I want, do what these people are having all the fun. So I dropped out of college, much to the chagrin of my artist and musician father and mother, and drove all the way down to Nashville. Didn't know anybody, didn't have a job. It was 2000.
How old were you?
Yeah, 2000, like the beginning of Napster and all that jazz. And
may I ask how old you were at that time, or is that giving away too much information?
No. I'm 42, and so I was.
So you were 21.
So I was 21. Yep. And so I just drove down in here and figured it out. I started, you know what I did? I just started walking up and down Broadway with my fiddle. Guys, I had no shame. I would tug on the pant legs of the bluegrass players' overalls at the stage of Robert's Western World. And I go, can I play in the middle of their set, guys? I had no idea.
Nice.
And so yeah, and eventually one of those old fat guys let me play. And
yay, old fat guys!
And that's your husband, everybody.
There's a pant leg tugging joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to do it. So I got up on this stage and I thought, okay, I play classical music, so I can play everything. And the guy said, okay, Folsom Prison 5511, let's go. And I said, what's that? And he said, it's Johnny Cash. And I said, who's Johnny Cash?
No.
Oh
man.
So, right. And so they all just, who this girl?
This is
you
when
know,
he
I
was
don't know. So,
not quite dead. No,
this
he
was at
dead.
Robert's Western World. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And John Carter Cash to this day does not know that when I moved to town, I didn't know who his daddy was, but I work with him all the time. So no one's going to know that. Anyway, back to that. So I'm on the stage and it just sounds horrible. It sounds like Bach trying to play over the top of someone's Johnny Cash singing. You know, it was horrible. Just because you can play classical doesn't mean that you can just master every other, obviously. So I was had my ass handed to me big time at that moment. And I looked at the guys and I was like, this is a ragged bunch, but they're the most incredible musicians I've ever seen. And they're doing stuff I've never seen. And then I saw that the tip jar was empty. And I saw that I was the only young female on the stage. And I thought, okay, I grabbed the tip jar. I walked off the stage. I think they originally thought I was trying to steal it, but I wasn't. I walked around the bar and I batted my eyelashes and I flirted and I passed the tip jar around and I brought it back full. I brought it back to the stage, set it at the foot of the stage and looked at them. And it basically just became, okay, we'll teach you country music and you keep shaking your ass.
That's great.
So
that's exactly how I started in Nashville.
Had your first baby. That's your first kid.
That's how I had my first baby. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Right there at Robert's Western World.
Right there.
Oh, that's great. Not with any of those guys. But no, that's how I learned. And so I got really busy down at Robert's Western World, and I learned, and it was quite a few years of being down there and finally starting to look and feel and smell like Steven Tyler's mixed with, a cigarette and no offense, Steven, but I don't want your face, So after a while, I just needed to get out of there. I was opening at Starbucks at 5 a.m. when the winter months were slower on tourism, and a couple of USO families came through and had a beer and saw me and said, "Wow, we need a fiddle player." So one thing leads to another. There was a Blake Chansey years ago wanted to sign me to a country deal, and I didn't want to do country. I wanted to do rock, and it didn't work. But through a series of events, I ended up doing my first couple USO tours, learning how to travel internationally, learning that a passport is actually not a suggestion. Things like that. And just everything that you learn to streamline your life as a touring musician in the beginnings. And I could go into stories about holding up entire bands and production because I forgot my passport and left it at a hotel, and I was stuck in South Africa for 3 extra days when I was supposed to fly directly to Bermuda to record on the Octopus yacht for Dave Stewart's record.
Wow.
That'll someday we'll get there, but for now, USO tours. And then I was on a reality show. I auditioned for this reality show. I was a contestant where these musical contestants also lived together, like Big Brother style. Now that's kind of where the LA-based touring thing started, where after that show was canceled, and I was on the lowest rated American show on ABC in history.
Yay.
Yeah.
You're now on the lowest rated show on the whole internet.
Yeah, now you're on the lowest rated show ever in existence.
It's just up and up. It just keeps going up.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Oh, anyway, I'm sorry. So let me return to my ramblings. Oh, okay. So after a show is canceled in Hollywood, I'm learning things. Things move really fast out there if you meet the right people. Cara Diaguardi, who's an incredible singer-songwriter, was one of the judges on the show. I met with her. I actually ended up staying at her house after the show was canceled. She introduced me to a lot of people. She introduced me to Dave Stewart of the Eurythmics. I toured with Dave Stewart after that. He introduced me to Ringo, and I was able to play for him on the Liverpool tour, 2008, with him and his incredible band. Wow. And a lot of good things happened to me over there, but I still felt homesick. It wasn't my home, so I moved back to Nashville after that whole stint in Hollywood and kind of had to start from the bottom again in a way. And so I was playing for a third runner-up on Idol, touring with Bucky Covington at the time, and we were sound checking, and we were opening for a little girl who was opening for Dierks Bentley. Is that way? Yeah, I think it was that way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were opening for her, and she was opening for Dierks Bentley. So this little blonde girl is sitting watching the sound check. And I don't really know who she is, but she introduces herself as I walk off the stage and says, "Hi, I'm Taylor." And I said, "Well, nice to meet you. This is my mom. Nice to meet you." We got to talking about things and whatever. Okay, well, see you later. So they called and offered me this gig for Taylor Swift, and it was, she was just 18, and I almost didn't take the gig. Because I thought, well, all these good old boys, this is where I need to keep keep working. This is where, everything else is, it's going to fall apart. I don't want to, she's probably not going to do anything, This is probably career suicide if I take this gig.
Whatever happened to her?
And I thought, but dang, it would be so nice to be on the road with a family and a mom and a girl instead of turning into one of these haggardly drunk dudes. That's what I did so long. I was just becoming one. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to make the right moral decision. So, and as we know how that kind of turned out, which was a series of millions of stories further on up, touring for Taylor Swift for 7 years. As her background vocalist and fiddle player and, sometimes utility player like mandolin guitar, but just that ride is something, as someone who dreams really big, I never saw that coming. So
well, let me ask you a question on that. She was doing country at the time, or she was already transitioning, or what was she playing?
Oh no, she was, when I met her, she's 18. It was country. It was When You Think Tim McGraw, that was her first self-titled. So she was she was country. I think that, she just loved pop music too. She just naturally evolved into what she was supposed to, I think, as an artist. But guys, I'm gonna have to sign off pretty soon.
Hey, I want to ask you a question. If you knew Lisa Germano from Lisa Germano was, but she's a lot older than you. She was John Mellencamp's violin player for 20 years, back in the all of his early albums from the 80s all the way up to the early thousands. She toured with John Mellencamp, and then she moved to LA and did a bunch, and then moved home because she wanted to have a family and all that kind of stuff. And just being on the road wasn't good. So yeah, in other words, your story sounds exciting, like hers,
Yeah, I maybe so. I don't know. I don't know. I've heard of her. Don't know her, but
yeah, I know. No, she's old enough that she was already done when you were starting. You know what I mean? So
I gotcha. Yeah, actually, it's funny that you say that, because there's these Belmont girls that are actually here at my house right now. They just love me and they look up to me, and they moved to town to be like music majors and songwriting majors at Belmont, and they love to hang out. And I love seeing this new generation of people coming here, women especially, coming here to do things that they're always like, hey, tell us a story.
We've got a new employee at the Bluebird. I was just chatting with her tonight. She's 20, I think. She's starting her second year at Belmont. Her whole first year at Belmont was not at Belmont. It was all online because of this pandemic. And she's very excited about it. So are you at Belmont for songwriting? No. Are you music publishing? No. What are you studying? Philosophy and history. She's working at the Bluebird. Like, all right, finally someone who's not trying to be a songwriter. Excellent.
Right.
Well, I know somebody at Belmont who plays the violin. One of these girls isn't Chapel-Tinius, is it? Chapel-Tinius is the girl that went to school with my daughter, who's at Belmont, who plays the violin. So I don't know if that was. No, I
don't really have the latest on all of the Belmont.
Not you. I'm talking
just
to Caitlin,
one person.
The girls living with her.
Oh, okay.
She said she has young girls living with her at Belmont that are musicians.
No, they don't live with me. They just come over all the time. I bake pies and lemon bars and banana bread, and they come over and eat.
That's how she gets them.
Come, children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but
yes.
I found
and those are stories for later.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
All right. Thank you, Caitlin. I'm sorry
awesome.
your phone's going to die.
Well, thanks, guys. Okay, I'll come back again. Sometime.
Okay, you're welcome to hang out while we do other stuff, or
She's
go
gone.
away.
Yeah, she wanted to get the hell out of here in the worst way. So, hey, do we want to now play you and Caitlin doing the show?
Sure, let's do that. That'd be
let's do that.
Don't do the whole thing.
It's our musical guest. Gonna sing something funny, and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest. It's time for our musical guest.
Aw.
Thank you for that warm introduction. I wrote this song with the fabulously funny Emily West, and it goes a little something like this. It's called Butt Dial. In a moment of sobriety, I went to see a PhD, said I needed clarity, and gave me Adderall to help me with my OCD and narcissistic tendencies. Desperate at CVS, I took your call. I went from PMS to PBR to PDA, behind the bar to OMGing all night long in your BFF has cousin's car. After DUIs and purple pills and Spanish-speaking court appeals, or I'd take your butt dial after all. Waking up in your roommate's bed, fighting over half the rent. Last night's hootenanny hurt my knees. Well, who the hell is Bethany? You know my name is Stephanie. Choking on your willy while you're just getting your filly. Well, blowing you, it ain't no friggin' breeze. I went from PMS to PBR to PDA, behind the bar to OMGing all night long in your BFF half cousin's car. After DUIs and purple pills and Spanish-speaking court appeals, Lord, I take your butt dial after all.
Wow. That was amazing.
Now, guess what? Now we all get excited about this when we add Steve to the spotlight. And
All right.
I never heard that song before. I'm a big fan of Emily West. Saw her at Kerrville many a time. So here's a little. Since your song's about phones, here's a song about phones, which I wrote with the inestimable Carla Ulbrich, and it's a waltz. So if anybody wants to waltz, you just go right ahead.
what does inestimable mean?
Inestimable. Sorry. Fine.
Beyond compare.
I was texting with 6 friends at once when nature called and would not be forestalled. So I brought the phone with me onto the throne, thinking they can't smell a text, so they'll never know. But then I dropped my phone in the toilet. My phone's in the toilet. My droid took a dive. What am I gonna do? My whole life's in that phone. Now my life's in the toilet. And if you think your life stinks, oh boo hoo hoo hoo. Between my knees, my cell fell 2 feet to hell. All my contacts and pictures and calendars, I can't lose. I've just gotta retrieve it. Though I'd rather leave it. Forget rubber gloves. I need a damn hazmat suit. 'Cause I dropped my phone in the toilet. My phone's in the toilet. My droid took a dive. What am I down in the loo? It won't help to boil it. My phone's in the toilet. Public service announcement. Don't text and poop.
Ew.
Yay.
That was beautiful, Steve. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very moving.
I like this one because it's dirty.
Alice,
Oh, it's
I
gonna get
love
classy
you.
now.
Alice can stay anytime. I love her. She's... All right. One more from me, correct?
Yes.
All right. All right. Here we go. This one's called It's Hard to Be a Lady. If you know what I mean.
They can't the truth.
It's hard to stand by my man when you can't even stand up. Hard to leave with my pride when you're calling my bluff. It's plain to see all this is heading south, and it's hard to be a lady when I got you in my mouth. Second verse. It's hard to stand by my man when you can't even stand up. Hard to leave with my pride when you're calling my bluff. Well, it's plain to see this is all headed south, and it's hard to be a lady when I got you in my
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Yay.
Yes.
It's a
Stop it. Oh, she's very sorry.
What's funny is that was her audition. When I met her at the Bluebird last Sunday, we were just hanging out after the show outside when I was selling CDs and stuff. And I mentioned this show on Sundays. No, I mentioned the Thursday show, saying we're looking for a musical guest because for whatever reason, I had not yet found a musical guest for that Thursday.
Yeah.
And I said, do you have any funny songs? And she just did like a bar of, I said, you're in. Done.
That is so yes. This is the dirtiest show we've ever done. I think.
Filthy. Yes, and it's
the
all her
F
fault.
words. You said dirty words. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's-
I love it. And you know, speaking of dirty, on the same vein, who's not here tonight that we always ask to come on the show, but then is usually just in the comments? She is in her car. It's Patty Vasquez. Right off the bat. Hi, Patty.
Hi, I hope that you'll appreciate that I'm wearing a name tag. I don't know if that's appropriately placed. I don't know how to use name tags.
We're just assuming it's your car.
Exactly. These are all assumptions that you're making. I am so thank you for letting me play tonight, even though I couldn't be in front of my green screen. I have to tell you, I know that usually I give you a little bit of melting, right? We've carved out the space, and I'm so grateful for you giving me the opportunity every week to tell you about the things that make me absolutely crazy. And today is no different. But there's a much bigger scope to what I could melt over, but I'm going to give you just a small thing today because I had really important events and meetings to go to, and I needed to be somewhere at 6 o'clock. But my son, who is 17, got in the bathroom at 4 o'clock, and at 4:30, I was like, "Hey, sweetie, I gotta get in there." "Yeah, I'll be right out, Mom." 5 o'clock. "Hey, sweetie, I gotta get in there." 5:15. Now, by the way, that's why I'm wearing a baseball hat. There comes a moment where there's a tipping point where I can't do my hair. And now, when you see me in a baseball hat, it's because my 17-year-old is in the bathroom. Now, here's the thing. I don't care what he's doing in there. I don't want to know. I don't think about it until he comes out of the bathroom today going, "You know what I think, Mommy? I think that the U.S.-China relations are really going to struggle with the flashpoint of Taiwan being the point of conflict. I don't really think any violence is going to erupt, but it's contentious right now. And I'm not really sure how it's going to really affect our global economic well-being." And I'm like, "Oh my God, we have really good internet. Are you telling me you can't get Pornhub in there?" That's all I'm saying. I know that some people will be like, I'm glad that he wasn't in there doing that. You know what? 5 minutes, he might have been out of there, but no,
that's right.
He's reading the Washington Post. He's reading Insider Watch. I don't know. Anyway, that's part of why I'm a little bit frustrated today. I am at a meeting, and those of you who know and follow these shows, I ran for office 2 years ago, and I just had to sit through is boviating a word? Boviating's a word. Boviated speech? I don't know. I couldn't take a shower, and that's why I don't know what to say. I'm just This is my first show in a car, and I'm glad that you guys have been here for it. I'm glad the lighting actually turned out pretty well, didn't it? I think that worked out all right. Not too bad. By the way, this also comes on the heel. The stress of today comes on the heels of having to go and see my in-laws. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I have 5 sisters-in-law. 5. I didn't do the counting before I got married. That's a whole handful of sisters-in-law. And I don't want to go through all of them, but I'll give you an example. I had to go visit them for a reunion yesterday. Now, the first time I ever met Catherine, and I met her when I first started dating Steve, she goes, "Hi, my name is Catherine. It's Catherine with a C." And I was like, "Yeah, it's a C, all right. I told you that before. I know it. Never mind. Moving on." The first time I met her, she goes, "So I understand that you're Mexican. So tell me, do you feel like a Mexican?" And I was like, "I don't know what that means. Like when I burp, do I taste a taco?" No. So here's the thing. I know you might have heard that before, but yesterday, this is 26 years after that first conversation. She goes, "Patty, if we'd known you were coming, we could have really used your help tonight because it's taco night." What the hell? I'm fine. I'm done melting for the day. I have a name tag on. I got to go back in and listen. My senator is about to play music because that's what we need in our lives. Senators playing music. How's your day?
Yes. Patty Vasquez.
And the Patty Melt music is the third one in the queue. If you'd like to throw that on.
I would.
What could be more delightful than that?
Yeah. Oh, you put it in there. Okay, great. It's the third one. Here it is.
The third
Time for a Patty Melt with Patty Vasquez, From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses says, she's melting down. It's a Patty Vasquez Patty Melt.
Yeah. So every week, yes. Is that this one I just did? Every week on Thursday, Patty has a problem with something. That one I put up specifically because the show's dirty, and she talked about her son in the bathroom doing something other than playing with himself. Why wasn't he? He was spending hours. He could have 5 minutes been in and out and done the rest in his room, but no, he didn't do that. So,
and since we're doing all filthy stuff,
yeah. You have something filthy?
I'm putting up the third one now, if you'd like to play it.
If you like, okay.
This was an award-winning funny song. #1 song on the Dr. Demento show in the year 2016 or something.
Okay, here we go.
Dick heads, stupid, clueless dick heads.
Okay, I'm going to pause that for a second and ask you a question.
Yeah.
Does Bill Mumy get paid when people play this song?
He should. He absolutely should.
I mean, he wrote the original, right? The fish head?
He and his partner, yes.
Yeah, okay, because I just wondered if, okay, great.
We'll find out.
Blissfully dumb. Dick heads, douchey doofus dick heads, mentally numb.
In the fast lane, dickhead. Anything you want to, he won't answer. He's looking at his phone.
Dickheads, dickheads, thoughtless, witless dickheads, dickheads, dickheads. Is this what we've become?
I took a dickhead out to see a movie. Didn't really enjoy it cause she talked the whole time.
Dickheads, dickheads, inconsiderate dickheads, 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 awfully dumb.
They don't read novels, they don't have manners, they're not good tippers, they don't play Scrabble.
Dickheads, dickheads, hiding money in the Cayman Islands. Dickheads, dickheads, they're a bunch of self-important bastards.
Stupid douchey dickheads are never seen at the checkout counter paying for their purchases in an efficient and timely manner. Yeah.
Dickheads, dickheads, stupid, clueless dickheads. Dickheads, dickheads, blissfully dumb. Dickheads, dickheads, blocking legislation. Dickheads, dickheads, ignorant scum. Dickheads, dickheads, hunting endangered rhinos. Dickheads, dickheads, arrogant and dumb. Dickheads, dickheads, douchey doofus dickheads. Dickheads, dickheads, voting for Trump. Yeah. Feel the burn.
Very good.
Why, thanks.
That's very good. So I was going to say something. What do you have against Jimmy Fallon?
It's funny. It's funny that you caught that. I noticed that too. I just don't like Jimmy Fallon. I don't find him funny. I liked him on Saturday Night Live when he's doing cute stuff, but I never liked him doing the news. He's a terrible interviewer. He's just too giggly and just whatever. Plus, I'm jealous that he gets to play music. He gets to play music with people like Paul McCartney. That's bullshit, man.
And Taylor Swift.
Right. Well,
When I just did a joke about him, last week?
Yeah, and he's in trouble now. Some sexual abuse thing at Saturday Night Live is coming out now, and he was witnessed. He was not a perpetrator, but he was one of the many people aware of it who did nothing. So,
oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Somebody look up that story and put it in the comments. So
it's what we call the news.
So you can take that one down. So now, since everything is gross this week, I oddly put this joke. I put this joke up today.
It's a good day to think about not eating meat. 17 states are having a salmonella outbreak attributed to salami, prosciutto, and pepperoni. Yeah. Consumption is causing many to suffer from charcuteria.
Oh.
That sounds bad.
Yes. Yeah, it comes out on a board.
Oh.
Okay.
That was terrible.
Oh man.
Yes, we do.
And the CDC is recommending heating the Italian meats to 165 degrees and setting your bidet to stun.
One of my favorites.
That
That joke I would like to do in the future.
Set the bidet to stun. That's the joke.
Set your bidet to stun, because you got to get that stuff out of there. Yes, that's exactly it. So, we should do nicer stuff all the time.
We should. We totally should. Okay, how about Snowman?
Yeah, I'm going to do Snowman. That's a good. Well, first though, you hate him, but here's one.
Oh, it's time for a political joke. Why don't you see ghosts on Sean Hannity? Fake booze. Booze.
My eyes break rolling up like that.
By the way, let's mention this. It is October. It is the month of Halloween. Everybody go out and get what?
Get Halloween album. Vampires Ball.
Vampires Ball Ultimate Halloween Party. The streams are already going up. We've noticing a lot more streams coming up on Spotify already, and hopefully that will go up even more. Damn it. and and everyone needs to get the Halloween album. And I think that
Elena asks, is something hiding in that wig? Is there something hiding in the wig, Brad?
There's something hiding in my head and my hair. I mean,
okay, then that's why Brad's a professional.
I'm not exactly sure that at home. What that means, but I've been using that stupid wig forever. So I'm going to play the Yup, You're Up promo for the Halloween show.
Go for it.
We know it's summertime, yup, 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 but it's Halloween to us. Cause we like monsters and candy and stuff. And hey, once a year just isn't enough. With vampires and werewolves and zombies and ghosts and all the free candy that we love the most. We know it's summertime, yup, 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 but it's Halloween to us, yup.
You don't necessarily need tickets, but you go get the album and you get stuff from there. Okay. So, and later I do have one good Halloween song, one of our songs. That's great.
Awesome.
Now this again, Snowman, one of my favorites. Now, is this has Dr. Demento played this song?
I don't remember. I should ask him about that or just look it up. While you play it, I will look it up and see if it's in his archive.
It's a tremendous parody. So here we go.
I will answer.
Good morning and welcome to your AccuWeather update. We've got several inches of frozen precipitation on the ground and it's still coming down. That's right, it's snowing. Coming up, a complete list of school closings right after this.
Coming to ya on an icy road. There's no school. No, they're all closed. And when you wake up, you get rolling. It's good packing, and it's still snowing. Make a snowman. I'm a snowman. Build a snowman. I'm a snowman. Gotta roll out the big bottom ball. Stack on the middle and then the small. Got a corncob pipe and don't forget I need 2 lumps of coal, cause I can't see yet. I'm a snowman. I'm a snowman. Play it, Steve. I'm a snowman. I'm a snowman. Listen, I was rolled out in the side yard. Weather's cold, body is nice and hard. I was piled up in a tall stack. Got a carrot nose and a top hat. And I'm a snowman. I'm a snowman. I'm a snowman. I'm a snowman. Just grab some sticks and put them in. Now I got some arms, and now I need a girlfriend. Yeah.
Lincoln Elementary School closed. Central Elementary School closed. Roosevelt Middle School closed. Jefferson High School closed. Mason Rice Elementary School closed. Little Harbor Elementary School open, but for teachers only.
I'm a snowman. I'm a snowman. You're a snowman. I'm a snowman. I'm a snowman. I'm a snowman. Oh man, we better find the keys to that snowplow.
That's fun.
Nothing
Well, to answer
better.
your question, I don't believe Dr. Demento has ever played our song called Snowman. I've been looking at his archive. There's a lot of other people have written songs by the same name, and he's played a lot of those, but I don't see ours yet. But I'll bug him about it. But I did just find out he played Rudolph Dropped a Package on My Rooftop 3 times.
He did
in the year 2020. Yeah.
Didn't it make a list of some sort? Something he's played 4 of our songs.
Yes, he's also played Grandma Got Run Over by Hybrid, Two-Step Christmas, Sleep Till Christmas Morning he played, War on Christmas Is Over he played, The Rapping Rap he played.
He played Sleep Till Christmas Morning. That is
I know. December
documentary song
19th,
ever.
2020. I don't
Well,
know. Isn't
and
that funny
see,
to me?
I wanted to play this for Caitlin because I wanted her to do a version of it or find a country singer to do it. So here we go. And I want everyone to get this song now. You know it's for Christmas. Here we go. I was born the youngest of four crazy kids, and Christmas morning always started at 6. From the top of the stairs we come down like a mob to make sure Santa had done his job. Now after the presents, Mom would announce, put on your coats, we're getting out of this house. I'd ask, where are we going? She'd say, not you, dear. We'll be back in a couple hours. You stay here. What? See, my mom and dad have been married before, but they never had bothered to tell me the score. So I got a lot of siblings, but they're all just half. They all got step parents. Well, you do the math. I had a two-step Christmas. They did the two-step Christmas. They had step families all over town, but my folks have stayed married, so I got left out. I got one little Christmas, they got more than two. Never feel like Christmas, stepped all over you.
Hey, Brad, you gotta see this. They gave me a pocket knife. It's got a spoon and a scissors and a toothpick.
All I got was a toothpick.
I try to be grateful for all of my gifts, but I really got the short end of the Christmas stick. My brothers had 20 new gifts in their stash. Hey, where'd you get all that Christmas cash? Leaving me out was so impolite. Who'd I piss off not to get an invite? They had a two-step Christmas. They did the two-step Christmas. They get more presents and they're all top drawer, cause guilt-ridden parents give a whole lot more. I spent Christmas alone. Oh, super, that's fine. Man, I wish that two-step Christmas could be mine.
Easy bake oven, I got an orange.
I gotta get me a family that blends, or spend Christmas season with my Jewish friends. 8 nights of presents that I can endorse, or get mom and dad to get a divorce. I get a two-step Christmas. I do the two-step Christmas. I got only one chimney for Santa to come down, but it finds my siblings all over town. Extra gifts from extra moms and loot from extra dads, and all the grandparents I never had. I want a two-step Christmas. They do the two-step Christmas. I leave extra milk and cookies for Santa's snack. The least he could do is fill an extra sack. I got one little Christmas, they get more than two. Parents who stay married, how selfish are you? Seriously.
A toothpick.
Nothing says Merry Christmas more than endorsing divorce.
Divorce. Endorsing divorce to get
Repeatedly.
more presents for the kid. Well, we think that way as children. I think that's just the way it is in the world.
I'd also like to say, I haven't listened to that in a little while. And I got to say, in case you're wondering, Ray, yes, I played all the instruments on that, except for the fiddle. Our friend Ann Buckle played the fiddle.
Yeah, I was going to say, you did not play the fiddle on that.
I did not play the fiddle. And this is before we knew Caitlin. But I still would have hired Ann because Ann is awesome.
Ann is
but
awesome.
playing all this, just such a gentle, but has to be solid groove. You have to be right on it, but you have to not be hitting it hard. And to get all that to come together just as one person rather than playing it as a band. My God, I'm awesome.
You are awesome. You played every instrument on that except the fiddle. And yeah, you've got to lean back on that one. Just kind of let it be. Just kind of got a one little fake a birthday bird, and it's got to be. Yeah, it was very beautifully done. And what people don't understand is that what is that? I meant Unreal. So anyway, what people don't understand is that what that started as was I had the basic words and I said, I want to be like this. I said, I want to be a two-step and I want to go like this. And that's all you got. And then that's what you created.
That's what I like about Brad. He brings me so much to work with.
I so much to work with. Well, I had the outline and 80% of the words. And then
which is fine. If you weren't just so damn anti-Semitic.
Yeah, that's fine. The problem. It's the anti-Semitism that gets you. I don't even know the word anti-Semitism.
Ray, you came in late. We had a whole big thing about someone complaining about us being anti-Semitic.
Somebody about complaining, but I've been called so much worse by so many people for no reason. Mm-hmm. And there's people out there that you can't say a word, and I am totally understanding that I'm a white privileged guy and I grew up with everything. But if I'm on somebody's side just because I say the word, Jewish or I say the word Auschwitz doesn't suddenly mean it's anti-Semitic or that I'm making fun of it.
You know what it means? It means the person we're arguing with is crazy.
Yes. Well, and how dare you make fun of Nazis? I thought that was kind of fun too.
You're not Jewish. Before she blocked me, I meant to ask her, have you ever heard of Mel Brooks?
Yeah. Well, but Mel
Brooks really take him to task.
But he's Jewish.
I know, but he's always doing Nazi stuff. In fact, he was on Martin Short's what's the thing with the fat suit? What's wrong with me?
Oh no, I love that one.
And he said, "What's your big beef with the Nazis?"
So what's your big beef with the Nazis?
and Mel said, "Oh, they're rude."
And he said Mel Brooks hadn't laughed so hard in his life.
Right.
Well, and I would equate this too with when Patty Vasquez was telling us about her life, things we'd never heard that she's gone through in her life.
Oh, God.
And I just couldn't help but just like crack up laughing. Oh my, because it's so horrible.
And then we got yelled at for that by other people, not by Patty. Patty gets
not
it.
by Patty. Other people
were laughing about it. How can you laugh? Well, because she's a comedian.
She's a comedian, and it's just so amazingly abhorrent. And she's done so much and does so much that I just couldn't help but just crack up that I never knew any of this stuff, and that she's telling us now. And open. I mean,
plus, if people are told new information about someone they care about, that in the past they went through horrific, torturous, I mean, the really bad, dark things that humans can be.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to respond to that if you didn't know that was coming? If you laugh, it's not necessarily even voluntary. It's just, I don't know what else to do. It's not that I don't care.
We're doing it in. Yeah, it's the situation that we were doing it in during the comedy show and during the thing and just the whole situation. So, and to think that we're laughing at it happening is nuts, crazy.
And as I told her, Brad is aware that I am of Jewish lineage. My dad was in the meeting. If Brad had any intention of being anti-Semitic, it wouldn't have been right then. He would have saved it for that other podcast he does.
Yes. Well, and first of all, I joined the Jewish Society of which one is it? Because because Ralph does all these lectures. I go to every one of them. I know about all the. So
then you do anti-bullying stuff. You've written an anti-bullying book. Crying out loud.
You know what? You know who I'm against?
Who are you against?
This.
For this particular show.
That's
we're going to try to lighten it up, make it more festive. That's why I'm wearing my festive island shirt. We're going to do a reggae zombie song, which is why, of course, I'm wearing my Chicago Bears hat.
Okay.
I do want to say, since we are being honest,
why are we frozen?
It's
what we're saying is actually true.
I don't know.
I was always
not me. This one's your fault.
My birthday's Halloween.
Oh my God.
But I never liked really, really scary stuff. I couldn't sit through Halloween.
And Elena says she hated arguing. And my response to Elena is, no, you don't. You love it. And then you say, yes, I do.
Spooky and fun and
I say, no, you don't.
like zombies eating zombies in a
Make it stop, Brad. Okay. Now what's going on? We might have lost Brad. It could just be me now. Hi. I don't quite know what to do now. I feel like Garth without Wayne.
Are you still there?
There you are. Hi. Yeah, we lost you.
I could not be more mad that it just froze. Everything froze. Just freaking froze.
It's because you're an anti-Semite. That's what happens.
That's right. It is it's the Jewish League of America.
That's right. We control showbiz, damn it. How dare you take us on?
That's it. It's just because Mel Gibson called me, and now I've got to find that show again.
If I control showbiz, why am I not doing better?
Why aren't you? Yeah, why aren't you doing better? You should control. You control.
You're holding me back, Brad.
What?
You're holding me back.
I'm holding the show back now because now I've got to find the stupid thing again.
Or play something else.
Nope. Did you see what it was?
Yeah, I know. Zombies are bad.
No, we're going all the way.
What the hell are you doing?
Here we go. I'm all the way there.
This is interesting. Wow. Kids, this is what you don't do on your professional broadcast.
Well, that's a little far in. Okay.
Zombie! Livers, kidneys, elbows, brain!
It's zombie pie, everybody.
Yeah. Zombies eating zombies. Enjoy.
I'm hungry too. But I am dead.
I've been dead longer than you.
Dead people don't be through. Or Chinese stir fry. I know, let's have zombie pie. Sprinkle some salt as you bake his toast. Do not use pepper if you eat his nose. My mouth starts to water, my taste buds sing. If we bite off a finger, spit out the ring. Find a zombie, nice and right. Remove his head, don't let him gripe. Put his brains into a crust. Mixed in his ears, that's a must.
Where are you going? I never knew.
At the eyes, a tree
I think I got lost. Zombies don't, map quest.
nothing left. For a buzzard or fly, we lick our plate clean. We love zombie pie. Suck the marrow from his bone.
And I like how you're a D. Snyder zombie.
In your
That's right.
skull.
The hair. I have limited weight.
But sing if we bite off a finger, spit out that bling. Find a zombie, nice and right. Remove his head, don't let him gripe. Put his brains into a crust. Mix his ears, that's a 5, 6, 7, 8.
Counting. An educational zombie song. Zombie guitar solo.
That's right. Oh. I like how authentic you are.
Hank, I only played 4 notes.
Small fries with that? Find a zombie, nice and right. Remove his head, don't let him gripe. Put his brains into a crust. Mix in his ears, that's a must. Find a zombie, nice and right. Remove his head, don't let him gripe. There's nothing left for a buzzard or fly. We lick our plate clean, we love zombie pie. Ah. Yeah.
And that's where you get it. UltimateHalloweenParty.com.
Get it. Buy it for yourself. Buy it for your friends. Buy it for your dog.
Or SteveGoody.com or Halloween.herenow.com. All over the place. The damn thing is. That's all there is to it. So, and everyone should get it now before the season
Right
stops.
now. Avoid the rush.
So here's interesting. We got 1 cent, but this is from a year ago. This company TME something, it's a Chinese firm, has been playing which songs? Well, the name song, which is a song I did, which is odd. The TikTok, like 20 people have been using TikTok. I got 6 cents for somebody playing the name song on TikTok, and about 2 cents for all of our songs put together. Cool. And but this company, it's a Chinese company that sells music in China, and the name song and one of our songs, I can't remember which one of the Christmas songs they'd played, we got like 1 cent for.
That's fantastic.
Add it all up, it's like,
put that all in a secure mutual fund.
Yes, that's right. Hey, you know what? Take care of the pennies, and you're freaking broke. So that's all there is to it. Well, okay, we've been on an hour 3. I don't know how much more we're going to do.
We could stop.
Okay, because
there's a ton here.
Job. There's a ton of stuff to do, but
we'll do it next week.
Yeah, we'll do it next. No, next week's going to be rough. I'll be on the ship next week.
Oh, we'll do it some other week.
We'll do it some other week. So, because I want just doing the other shows is going to be. Although I'm on the ship, I get cut off here too. What the hell? The ship, I'm on, I'm off. It's crazy. So I know, but we need to play this before we go.
Why was the mummy anxious? Because he was wrapped too tight. Loosen up.
Yeah.
By the way,
someday, I'm going to do my impression of your mom. Someday, Brad, you'll realize they're laughing at you, not.
That's right. That's right. Yes. My mother, yes, she doesn't. She's unaware of anything I've ever done, so it doesn't really matter at this point. So, but oi, hey, I like that. This is the best. Oi, is what.
Good job, Ray.
Ray says.
Yeah.
So, by the way, so we have a standing, obviously, for next year. We have a standing reservation if we want to work Santa Claus all of Halloween. And now we're just working on seeing what other shows are available. And
Santa Claus is a town in Indiana, for those of you who don't know that.
And at Santa's Lodge has offered us a room. We could be doing it. We could have been doing that the last 2 nights.
Yeah, but we decided that Delta might be worth avoiding.
Yeah. Of course, they'd be right on top of us. It's a small room.
Yeah, it's insane. 100 people in a room this size, that's nuts.
Yes.
Better to be on a boat, Brad. Better to be on a boat.
I will be on a, it's much safer on the boat. So, all right. Well, yeah, let's bag it, go to bed. Caitlin, she is so incredible.
Yeah.
I'm really, really knocked out by how incredible she is.
Yeah.
And dirty.
And I have a new song about hurricanes on Jupiter that she's going to play some fiddle on.
Ooh. All right. Will we see that Thursday?
Doubtful. The song isn't even finished being written, let alone recorded, let alone there being a video. But
how about the video for the dance for Vampire's Ball?
Oh, that's right. I got to get to work on that. You and I need to talk about exactly what I'm doing with that, but yeah, we'll figure something out.
For everyone that's out there.
I'll see you at 11 tomorrow to practice for our big old Halloween show for the elderly.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to tell you this now. I'm thinking of just taking everything with me on the ship. I want to take the mixer. I'm going to take the microphones. I'm just going to pack out my butt is what I'm going to do. But
sounds uncomfortable, but I think it's a good idea.
But for tomorrow, I just want to see if we can with my camera and the music, if we can figure out how to do it, just in case I can't take this stuff.
I'm gonna have to relearn how to do it, but it should only take a minute or two.
Well, we don't have to. Well, we're gonna have to.
My
practice.
end.
Yeah,
it'll come back.
But now we're gonna have to practice on the ship once I get there at some point, the whole show.
Yeah, I dig
to do it. So, which will cost me nothing. That'll be great. It's going to be a quick hour practice, quick $10 for the hour. But hey, we're getting paid by the old people. So, all right. Well, that's the end, everybody.
Thanks for sticking around, everybody. Thanks, Ray. Thanks, Alice. Thanks, Elena.
Oh, no, Elena, thank you. And Alice and Ray.
And Tina. And Tina.
Tina. Oh, my God. Tina. Thank you so much, Tina. And we're ending with over 8 people still watching. But this is always available on YouTube. So we'll see you later, everybody. Thanks.
We know it's